One, two, three. We want to welcome everybody today to Mom and Dad Talks. Where our favorite two people are Mom and Dad, and we just have our favorite two people on here, Mom and Dad, today, and it's good to see them. And you guys, we're going to talk about something that happens a lot that people just don't talk about anymore. Because I mean, frankly, it's become part of society that people want to make people feel envy. You see it at the workplace. You see people taking pictures on vacations, knowing that they had a bad vacation, but they make it look like they had a great time and they love their kids and stuff like that. And when they get to the spots and stuff, they're not really happy about it. They're just trying to make other people feel envious. So, people, what is envy? Envy is a feeling of discontented or resentful longing aroused by someone else's possessions, qualities, or luck. A lot of people go on trips. A lot of people get positions to make other people envious. And at the end of the day, they hate the very thing they're doing, even when they get a spouse. You know, I mean, everybody thought everything was bliss. I love Tom Brady, the beautiful life, girlfriend, whatever you want to call. All of a sudden, they're getting divorced. Like, what happened? I thought Mr. Perfect was Mr. Perfect. Come to find out, it wasn't so perfect. So, Mom and Dad, can you just help everybody talk about? I mean, it even happens in marriages with spouses. One gets a better job than, I mean, talk about how do you actually get past envying your spouse or your child or anybody else? How do you not do that? Can you give people tips?
The tip is it's kind of hard, but you have to be content with what you have.
Mm.
You know, some people are envious of people's dress and clothing that they have. Some people are envious of the shoes. Some people are envious of people's cars. Uh, uh, that's something, when I was growing up, I remember my first car was an old beat up 1960, 63 Volkswagen Bug. It didn't go past 55 miles an hour. And my big envy was I wanted a Corvette. I wanted something fast. So that's what I resolved when I graduated from Western. I wanted a brand new Corvette. And you know what?
What, Dad?
I never got one.
Not yet, Dad, not yet.
All right, not yet, not yet.
Not yet.
I never got one because, first of all, a Corvette is only for two people.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me put out. I rode in Myrna's cousin, Calvin, Corvette.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all, we were sitting next to each other. It was all bouncy, a rough ride. And he said, "Oh, you want to see what it would do?" He had that big 427 motor in it, and it about scared me to death. I thought, I don't want a Corvette. I don't want a Corvette. It's fast. I mean, you could get hurt real quick in that thing.
Yes.
On a long ride, you're going to be worn out. That Corvette's going to wear you out. So I never got one. I still every once in a while I look at it and say, "Oh, it's nice," but then I think, you know what? I think back to 1967.
Mm-hmm.
Calvin's Corvette. I said, "Nah, I can't do that. That's not for me. That's not for me." So yeah, that's one thing because I'm a car person. Clothes, as long as they match, I don't care. They're all right. Shoes, I don't care. But cars, I really like. I really like cars.
You bring up a great point. I mean, a lot of times people wish for that thing so bad, and then when you get it, you find out it's not all that.
Right, correct.
You find out it's not all that, and so Mom, you've seen envy in your day. I mean, how could you help someone who's envious? Because you have people who are envious of what you do. So a lot of times, your gifts and your house or your kids or whatever. How can you help someone not be envious in their life if they start having that spirit? What should they do?
Me personally, I think I would probably shy away from those kind of people.
Mm-hmm.
I, I'm a type of a person that envy is not in my heart,
Mm-hmm.
and I find it very difficult to reach out to people who are envious.
Mm-hmm.
There's just to me, there's just no room. There's just no room for envy in
Mm-hmm.
for me to accept that this person is envious of me because I would not be in their company if I feel that that they are envious of me. I just dismiss myself from that kind of.
Well, one of the things that I think could help people out, that I was reading, is that if you help people be better than you, not worrying about what you're going to get from them, just better than you. Hey, if you need a promotion, let me help you get that promotion. If you need, it helps get that work that thing out of your system because it teaches humility.
Mm-hmm.
It's humbling helping someone get a better job than you, or having better grades than you, or doing something better than you, right? Because that person gets put on the top and you get put in the back burner, and then we don't expect anything from them.
Mm-hmm.
All you wish them is well wishes. It helps to try to cure that, because envy is one of those things. It's a very selfish thing, I found out. People have to catch themselves. I wish I had that, but you don't know what all that consists of. I remember, I'm not going to give any names out. I remember a person wanted this manager job. They wanted to go out for it because the world tells you, go out there, get that money, get that big manager job. They got that manager job and they hate it.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't get rid of it because where are they going to go? You can't go back down. You can't go. Then people start wondering. So now you're caged into an entirely bad idea that you were never supposed to have it, and you're miserable.
Mm-hmm.
So you spend your whole time trying to figure out a way to get out of it, and you can't.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for a lot of people, unfortunately, folk today, a desire to have a quality or possession or other desirable attribute belonging to someone else, it's just not healthy. And if you got it, you probably ain't gonna be happy with it. I remember a pastor friend telling me, he said he had a friend who had a very pretty wife and everybody wanted his wife. And then he finally divorced his wife. And people said, why you divorce or stuff like that? He said, you know what? That was the happiest day of my life because she was miserable. She made me miserable. And so, he passed that misery on to somebody else and they discovered, ooh, wow, she's all pretty and everything, but man, the other qualities just don't jive. And I think a lot of times, folks, just be happy, like you said, Dad, with what you have.
Right. It's the old adage, stay in your lane.
Yeah.
Stay in your lane. I have to go back to cars again because I had never owned a pickup truck before in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought my first new pickup truck, which was the Mazda.
Mm-hmm.
And I first time I test drove it, I thought, this is me, a pickup truck.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as you can see, that little red truck, I love pickup trucks.
Mm-hmm.
So that's me.
Mm-hmm.
Now that Corvette, that was not me. When I said in Calvin's Corvette,
Mm-hmm.
no, I can't do this. This is not me. And I'm not going to spend all this money for a vehicle that I don't like.
A rough ride. I remember.
Fast.
Mm-hmm. I remember Uncle Bill used to buy Porsches. We used to ride in his Porsche. They were fun to ride in. And I remember Uncle Bill saying, you know what? He outgrown Porsches. Yes. He looked at us like, ooh, I got to get into that little small car and drive like that, get squinched up and stuff. Your mind changes as you get older. Like, that's not fun anymore. It's fun maybe in your 20s and 30s, but you get older, you're driving a go-kart and it's uncomfortable. You're like, ooh, spend a lot of money for uncomfortableness. It goes fast, but you feel everything on the road. It's not so comforting. And so
you either drive for style or drive for comfort.
Yeah. And folks,
you're in the styles. You want a BMW, you want a Corvette, you want all these fast cars, but when you get old, that gets old too.
Everybody wants the big house and the big this and the big that, and they want to see what they see on TV because they want to make them envious. Make you the envy of everybody. It's so around everything, folks. And at the end of the day, when you get it, it ain't all that. At the end of the day, it's more headache than what it was worth to get it. And I'm not saying not going out for the gold or anything like that, but you know what? There's nothing wrong with having nice things at your convenience, at your time, what you can afford and do. But competing and comparing, getting jealous of people and everything, it's just a waste of time. Think about which time you could spending with your family, hugging your kids, or talking to your parents, spending that time going for. Mom, what do you want to say before we go?
I want to say, what is the difference between envious and jealousy?
Whoa. Well, jealousy is this, okay? And this is what people say what jealousy is. It's the state or feeling of being jealous. That's jealousy, right? You're in a constant state, right? And really what jealous is, that's what she's talking about. The definition is feeling or showing envy of someone or their achievement and advantages. And what they say online here, and envy the difference, which is a good one. Hopefully we'll get that in here before we close, everyone. Is that the practical difference between jealousy and envy is that jealousy is always a noun, while envy can be a noun or verb. One final difference is that jealousy and the adjective form jealous are also used more specifically in the context of romantic relationships in a way that envy and envious are not. That's the definition that they say, folks. I call them the twins, jealousy and envy.
There you go.
So today, folks, be happy with what you have. Try to help people so you can get that stuff out of you. Don't expect anything in return. That's the key, because some people help expecting to get something in return. You help someone not expecting to get anything in return, just to make a difference in their life. And that slowly will start changing you. And stop comparing yourself to people. Stop comparing yourself. This is make yourself a better person every day and enjoy what they have as the blessing and learn from them. So, we're going to close on that note today, everybody. Till next time, we'll have you back on Mom and Dad Talk. Mom and Dad, we missed you last week, but Carol loaded it down. She did a great job for you.
Okay.
And we'll see you all next week on Mom and Dad Talk.